Hey guys!
Hi guys!
Today we're going to talk about how we've paid off $16,416 of debt in the last 11 to 12 months. Stay tuned. So,
we mentioned in our update video that we would like some suggestions, and one of Ian's suggestions was that we record and show you and bring you along our debt journey.
debt removal journey.
Exactly.
Like the video if you're trying to get out of debt and if this video helps you along that way. So how it all started was we had some people come into our lives and they were like, hey, there are people that are living debt-free, living cash, and they have businesses and
basically you're not the norm basic type of living. Usually people just live paycheck to paycheck because that's all they know how to do, and you know, you may get all your purchases or something really, you know, expensive on your credit card, and you know, you just think, oh, pay it off eventually.
I'll pay it off, and then you don't.
And then you don't. And then you see that really cute jacket and those pairs of boots that you really wanted, and you just get them. And that accumulates.
Is that how it
over
goes?
time.
You just get it.
You just get them.
That doesn't happen to me. I don't see that really cute pair of pants or shoes.
It's too bad, honey.
Yeah, it's too bad.
But basically we were taught to stop thinking that way because it was damaging our finances, and
Just
actually,
like it's most likely damaging your finances as well and your future.
and fun fact, if you didn't know this, it's not necessarily a fun fact, but most relationships, marriages, etc. split because of finances, and that's not the #1 issue next to sexual problems.
Yeah, well, and tons of marriages, like money is a huge part of life, and so we don't get taught anything about money really in school.
No.
Even though it's such an insanely big part of our lives. Like, we spend the majority of our lives trying to earn money in order to do other things and live our lives.
Exactly. You work your 9 to 5 to pay your bills and any other expenses that come up in your life. But there isn't necessarily I guess we were never taught a plan before all this, and how to save your money, and how to avoid getting into debt, and how to even pay for things in cash. Because, well, where we live in Canada, you could take your debit card and just tap it on a machine, and your thing is paid for.
You're just like, beep. Or you just have the Apple Pay on your phone or whatever, and you just like tap your phone. And then the money just comes off your credit card or whatever.
Yeah, so I feel like we've become desensitized to how we spend money. And that is what digs you deeper and deeper into the debt hole. And we are actually digging ourselves out.
Within the last year, we've paid off, we just calculated tonight, $16,416 worth of debt. So we started out with $42,000 in debt, and that was like including student loans, including line of credit, 2 Visa cards that were maxed out. We had furniture that we bought at a store, which was a stupid purchase. So as we said before, we have paid off $16,000 and $416 of the debt. So we started out with $42,000. And we have $25,648 left to go. But we really focused on stripping down our budget and getting rid of a ton of excess things that we didn't need to be doing. And you know what? We also took into account like our own lifestyle and personality, and that's something that I think makes a lot of people fail, including us, was because we didn't take into account kind of who we are and the personality that we have for spending money. And so we initially we were like, we need to go all out, we need to go hardcore and just sit at home all night, every night, like never get a Slurpee, never drive more than like 10 kilometers away from our house to like really pay off all our debt like as fast. And I feel like
it was basically very restrictive, and when there's that restriction, it slows down your movement, which for us was a huge deal if we were going to go anywhere with our debt.
For us, it didn't work. For some people that totally works, to just be like, you know what, we're not doing anything until this is paid off. Live below your means, But for us, it just did not work for us, and maybe that's a discipline issue or whatever, but it did not work for us to be like 100% we're not spending anything, zero spending money, zero going out to eat, anything like that until this is paid off. And yeah, that was terrible. We tried that for like a month or 2 months. Yeah. And at the end of that 2 months, on like the third month, we just way overspent because we were like deprived of lifestyle that we had been used to, right? So what we did was we had to actually sit down and create a budget that really still allowed us to have some freedom, but also we were chunking away at our debt. So yeah, we could have paid off a lot more than what we have. Yeah. But our budget allows for us to go out to eat and to go on date nights and to do those things. But as well, we're still putting down like almost $2,000 a month. Yeah.
So I think it was totally important for us to, in the infancy of our marriage and in, you know, figuring things out so early on in our relationship, it helped to have that cushion of if we need money to spend on leisure or whatever it was. For ourselves, to just take that into consideration, because for us, we needed to have that. It was just our situation in which we thought it's just going to help us get forward a whole lot quicker if we can, from time to time, buy a pair of shoes or go to Canmore.
Well, and so you need to realize that about yourself. You need to understand, okay, am I the type of person who it works better for me to just go 120% in and just like go to work, eat Kraft dinner, come home, eat Ichiban noodles because I reduced my grocery budget to like noodles and Kraft dinner every day for the next 6 months until I'm out of debt? Or are you the type of person that, you know what?
Values lifestyle.
Yeah, like us. It's like you also want to have a life, but you want to pay down your debt as well. Yeah. And I think that works a lot better for most people, because most people, we fail because we try and just go 110%. Yeah. And then we fall short, and then we're like, oh, it doesn't work. And it's not that it doesn't work, it's just that you use the wrong strategy.
Yeah, so don't get stuck in your muck if something doesn't work. Just keep, you know, searching and looking for new ways to get to where you're going.
Stuck in your muck.
Don't get stuck in your muck.
Don't get stuck in your muck.
So I guess to give you a little breakdown of how we moved toward getting this much out of debt. So this time last year, we were enrolled in a course under the Dave Ramsey teaching.
Yeah, the Financial University.
Yeah, so that definitely helped us to break down all our finances into a budget that funneled everything that our expenses were specifically. Yeah. And then also put certain amounts onto our various amounts of debt. So debt snowballing, I think it's called.
Yeah, so he teaches that you pay off your smallest amount of debt first. Yeah. You guys can look up the whole strategy.
Yeah, so look up Dave Ramsey's Financial University course. Yeah. It helped us.
Oh, I'm sure there's tons of YouTube videos with summaries and all that kind of stuff, and maybe that's something we could do in the future to help everybody out. But
a financial course online.
Judging by statistics, most of you probably have a decent amount of debt, like we do.
Is normal, and that's the thing. We want to make it not normal.
Something that we've kind of drawn the line in our life, and we're like, you know what, this is going to be an abnormal thing for us. We're not going to be in debt, and I honestly don't believe that God operates in debt. No. And so that's just...
The kingdom principles is that there's always more than enough. Yeah. And that you're living out of abundance, which means you're living from an overflow of all that God has promised for you. So there should never be lack. If you want to know more about that, we could do another video. Yeah. But just following kind of the steps that we took out of the Dave Ramsey course, it kind of led us into some other areas of potential income flows. So we looked at options, and nothing that we really pursued right away. Things that we're still considering, YouTube being one of them. We're taking this a whole lot seriously right now, but
a whole lot more seriously.
A whole lot more seriously, but it's not necessarily solely for the purpose to make more money. This is not right now.
If we're just trying to make money, YouTube's not the place to do it.
Nope. But it's definitely getting us into that mindset of consistency and valuing our relationship together and doing something together.
Yeah.
To get out of debt. The other things that we did to help us get out of debt were,
yeah, like reading books about money. I think if you find inspiring people,
yeah,
then you have something to look towards. Like my and our mindset has always have been, if someone else can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
And so if someone else is a 65-year-old super in shape, like jacked guy, then I can be a 65-year-old super in shape jacked guy. If someone else
jacked means muscle,
super muscly, like in really good shape.
Yeah.
If someone else could be a school teacher and be a millionaire by the time they're 50 or 60, just on a school teacher salary, and I don't know what it is down in the States, but up here it's not a lot, maybe like 40,000 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. But if someone can do that and just be consistent in their investing and in their being frugal and just kind of living below their means, then so can we. And so we've cut down a lot of our expenses. Like we used to just spend and spend and spend and have $0 at the end of every month.
Yep.
And more than, we were like below broke.
The red.
Right now we're happy to get up to broke.
Yeah.
Because we're working from negative up to 0, and then we'll move from 0. So we'll be happy just to be broke at $0.
Not me, but
whatever. True. We're gonna have a celebratory dinner with our friends.
Debt, which in total, everything that we were in debt for landed us to $42,100. Currently, we have $25,684 left to pay off.
And that'll get paid off in the next 12, 13 months.
13 months.
If nothing else happens, which it will.
Yeah.
That's just only if our incomes stay the same.
Yeah, we're believing for things to come through.
Oh yeah, and sowing for them to come through, so we know it's gonna happen.
Yes, Ian read this book called God, Money, and Me that completely opened his eyes to sowing for the harvest. And so typically what that means is you would sow a seed in faith for something that you're believing for. And we're doing that for 3 things currently. We would like to be out of debt, and that's the biggest one. So we're sowing seed for that.
Yeah.
And what that means is we will take a portion of what we've made in the month. So we're working with our income and splitting that up into a 70, 10, 10, 10 percentage breakdown. The 70% covers all of our expenses, and the extra 30 is meant to be sown into these other areas where we want to grow in.
The principle of the book we're following now. So we're doing, like Sherry said, the 70% is just to cover all the expenses, all the bills, all that stuff. And then 10% tithe, obviously, to God, to the church, straight off the top. And then 10% goes to investing, and then 10% into sowing. Part of that sowing 10%, we are helping other people to get out of debt and believing God for obviously a harvest on that, and that he will help us get out of debt, which he will, because he's awesome.
So if you guys are trying to get out of debt and you need some extra cash, let us know.
Yeah, seriously though. Send us some of your info and then we'll pray about it and decide.
Absolutely.
Because that's part of our budget, is to help other people get out of debt.
Yeah.
And then obviously we're trusting you guys that you actually use it to get out of debt and not just...
No, I mean, that'll be on you. So, I mean, this is us just using our hearts and you know, being a blessing. We just want to use God's principles, the kingdom principles of heaven, to bless the earth.
Yeah.
And if that means blessing you guys, then of course. So
you're part of that. You're part of the earth.
you are.
The best part.
I guess the whole summary of this video would be that we're paying our debt off.
Our $42,100 worth of debt will be paid off in 2 years, basically.
Yeah,
So 24 months.
Yeah, rotation of 24 months. And so this has been through tons of ups and downs. And, you know, I mean, it's not always
Overspending, underspending,
Yeah, it's
like
not
we're
always
definitely
perfect.
not perfect.
No.
Every month it's like, okay, we have to sit down. You have to kind of keep it in front of you, right? Otherwise your goals get off over to here and then you're like, oh yeah, no, we're trying to do
Yeah.
this. And then, yeah.
But what helps is having people around you with the same, who are as goal oriented as you are.
Same mentality.
Our really good friends, Tim and Lisa, who we love and hold so dearly, who actually took us through the Dave Ramsey course,
Yeah.
are debt-free, and they're our inspiration. We want to be living debt-free, and I mean, seeing them so, you know, I guess free now.
Free, at ease.
Yeah, at ease, and
Yeah.
making plans for their future like they wouldn't have before because they have these options now that
Yeah.
wouldn't have been there if they were still living in debt. That excites us, that pushes us, and
Yeah.
that makes us feel like it's worth it.
We love you guys.
Yeah, thanks for
That's
watching.
our debt payment journey so far. We'll
Yeah.
update you as the journey keeps going, and
Yeah,
you can celebrate along with us. And also we want to hear about your journeys as well.
absolutely.
So we want to hear how you guys are getting out of debt and how that's working for you. And then as well, post in the comments below if you need a bit of money so that you can get out of debt. But then you actually have to use it for getting out of debt to put on your Visa card or student loan or whatever. You're not allowed to use it
Yeah, actually,
for...
yeah, that's right. So I mean, like, if we were to bless somebody with $150,
or something like that.
we would love to just follow you in your getting out of debt journey. So if you use that toward getting out of debt, take pictures, send us videos,
Yeah,
like,
totally. We
of
wanna
whatever
see
that
it.
looks like. Because
We want to celebrate.
yeah, we'd love to just celebrate that with you, and yeah, see that seed grow into something great. So
Yeah, we love you guys.
love you guys.
We'll see you next time.
See you. Bye. Bye.